Well, Carrie, let me turn to you as a former account executive and now academic. What impact do the recession, the shrinking middle class, mean for the larger institution of advertising?
I think it provides both a challenge and an opportunity. You know, I am totally an optimist, and I think that when we see footage like that, that's something we need to pay attention to. These are worthy consumers that deserve a marketer that's willing to take the time to learn how to best serve them. And the fact is that they are looking for products, they're buying products, and so we should find ways to market to them that fit within their needs category, give them value, make them feel worthy, and yet still within their price range of what they can afford. And I think there's lots of marketers out there that have products that would do this, just like CC's. And we are only limited by our imagination. And you know, coming here tonight, I had some people saying, really? You're going to talk about marketing to the 1 in 3? Don't you think that's a bit exploitive? And I said, no, it's all the way you look at it. If they're buying products, then they have a right to information, and they have a right to good products with a good value, and it's our job as marketers to provide that to them. And so I saw it as an opportunity and something very positive, and I hope that when we leave here tonight, and even seeing these examples, we'll hold that as well.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing that's great information, and also leaders, marketers like Procter & Gamble are doing great at this with basic versions of well-known brands like Charmin Basic. There's Google Chrome out there that's a basic laptop for $200. So as a marketer, you can be really smart to figure out what are the basic needs for these folks and what extras can you leave off to offer them something that they'll value and that still has a well-known brand on it. And also be smart about how you market to them. For example, we're no longer in a world where layaway is being pushed. That's not smart purchasing. People don't spend beyond their means anymore and owe the bank. They want to wait. You heard them talk in the film about, I'll just wait 6 months for that or 3 months for that. So we need to be smart about that. Also, the idea of stocking up for a good deal, they can't do that. They're living paycheck to paycheck. So it's things like that that we need to think about as marketers.
Great. And Carrie, you had an example you brought in as well. Do you want to set that up?
Yeah, I just, you know, I think what CC's has done is great, and the insight from this research, and I think that, again, we're only limited by our imagination, and it's our job in advertising and marketing to think beyond what we typically have thought about, and offering the value to them, and maybe with less, you know, bells and whistles and things like that. And during the recession, Target came out, I felt, with a really great campaign that highlights these very ideas and tried to show consumers a new way to look at things they enjoyed doing and how Target could help provide it at a much cheaper price. So let's take a look at this clip.
This is a brand new day, and it's getting better every single day. This is a brand new day, and I'm feeling better when you say la 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 la.
A new day, new ways to save.
And what I love about that particular ad, and they still have it going now, there's even one brand new in 2013, is the idea that it is showing people, well, hey, we respect you where you are, and depending on what disposable income you have, you know, there's different ways to think about Saturday night and going to the movies. You can do it right in your living room. There's different ways to think about a $20 haircut for a 7-year-old. Go buy $14 and do it yourself. And I thought that was a really great take on this idea of a brand new day. It was taking a really downtime in the economy and showing how Target could help uplift and look at it more positively. And I think that, again, that's our job, is to find out how can we potentially see into the insight of these consumers and find ways that our brand can meet their needs.
All right, thank you. All right, I just want to take a couple of questions from the audience and then we'll wrap up.
I guess I'll start. As a planner, I study generations, millennials, Gen X, and boomers, and I think that we're safer because you guys are raised by Gen X or some like millennials. As they go into the workforce, I think you have different values, and the kids that you'll be marketing to have different values. So I think we're seeing a change year after year. And the things that could be pushed and would brainwash kids, I don't know, even 5 years ago, I look at my 14-year-old and the values that she learns at her school. And when I'm guilty, sometimes as a parent who wants to buy her things, she'll be like, I don't need that. My feet are still growing. I don't need a pair of boots for this much or that much. So I think that the schools are doing a really good job these days of teaching kids, the value of $1. And it's not cool to just spend money anymore. Like frugal is the new cool, and finding the deal. So I don't know.
I would just to build on that, leverage the insights that you have, and also forge a relationship with your client so you can be honest with them about this. So you can have this conversation with them about not wanting to have people go after the wrong things or promote certain things. The other thing we've done with CC's that's not included in tonight is talk to them about cause marketing. So certainly we want to sell great pizza to folks. That's what we do day in and day out. But every once in a while you can take a break from promoting pizza, and you can talk about coming into the restaurant and being able to use it as a way to donate for NoKidHungry.org. So we can do good, if it's not 52 weeks out of the year, at least 4 weeks out of the year, 6 weeks out of the year, things like that.
And just add to all of that, each of us has a choice to make when we're out there. And one of the things, particularly in the program that you're in right now, is we do have an ethics class, and we do have that responsibility focus. And so as part of your tool set, it's not just learning specifically about the consumer, but part of your tool set now hopefully also has that idea of how can we add value and how can we participate in cause-related marketing events. And we are demanding that of the products we're buying today, and certainly all of you are. And so how can you now leverage that into the brands that you go out to work for and provide more of a responsible message, but also a product that's good out there for consumers and that you believe that has a value. And if it doesn't, have the guts to actually suggest different ideas to the client of how you could add value to it. When we were at our retreat at Publicis, we found out some really interesting insight into some of the other products that they work on, some of the other brands, and one of them was the idea of Terminex, and how you had turned Terminex around, not just the brand, but the product category, to start to think about how to be proactive in an area that had typically been reactive. And so again, I just encourage you to think out of the box a little bit and try to think of some of the things like consequences at the end, and also how to be proactive in making a better product and a better value to the consumers.
I want to thank you all for coming, and before we go, I'd like you to help me thank Roz, Steve, Carrie,